We would like to extend our sincere gratitude for taking the time to meet us for the interview. We are also grateful for the opportunity to learn from you and explore your experiences as a behavioral science instructor. I am Jumay Kakay Abilane.
I am Geraldine Peña from Behavioral Science Students.
To start, we'd love to hear what led you to this field of study and learning. So we'd like to know what made you choose this career.
So first of all, it's my pleasure to share my knowledge and experiences about this career or field. First is I chose this field, the psychology field, is that because when I was a student, I had a lot of experiences related to my mental health, like for example, mental health problems, negative emotions like stress, anxiety, depression. And as a student, I wanted to understand myself. That's why I chose the field of psychology, because it allows you to understand yourself and it allows you to help yourself when it comes to these problems and mental health related experiences. And specifically about being an instructor, I chose this career because honestly it was not my first option, because I wanted to pursue being a licensed psychometrician. I wanted to have a job related to being a psychometrician, specifically being a psychometrician. But then an opportunity came to me, and that the university said that they needed instructors in psychology, and I saw it as an opportunity for me to grow my knowledge and skills and experiences. And also, I liked being an instructor, and I chose being an instructor because it is quite similar also to being a psychometrician. Because being a psychometrician, it allows you to assess, like for example, clients, to assess their personality or their intelligence and different aspects of life, like for example, motivation and psychology-related variables. And it's quite related to being an instructor, because as an instructor, you're able to assess your students about the things that they learned, their learnings, and also their what are their specific knowledge and skills at the moment, and after you have introduced the lessons. So being an instructor, I realized that it is not that far from being a psychometrician. So that's why I chose being an instructor.
What is it like to be a behavioral science instructor?
Being a behavioral science instructor for me is rewarding. So why is it rewarding? It's because I am passionate about psychology and spreading knowledge about different psychological concepts. Like for example, psychological theories, psychologists, and social phenomenons, like for example, the different effects of psychology. So that's why it's rewarding for me, because behavioral science is quite close, or it's interconnected to the field of psychology. So it's rewarding for me to share my knowledge, what I know, and then it's rewarding for me when students learn from me and learn from my knowledge and experiences also. So in conclusion, it was rewarding for me.
Can you describe the organization's working culture?
The organization's working culture in University of the Cordillera, specifically in the psychology department, I would say it is quite busy. When you go to the department, it's always that you may observe that instructors are always working. For example, they have always something to do, work related. However, what I can add to this organizational culture is that there is a good camaraderie among employees, among faculty members. Like for example, they ask what each other are doing, how are they coping with their stress. They also they also bond. Like for example, they go to cafeteria and just bond in general. So I think that helps the social interaction, helps the relationship between faculty members, and it allows for the stress to be lessened. So I think that's quite good in the organizational culture.
What do you love or enjoy about this job?
What I enjoy about this job is like what I've said. Being an instructor is quite very close to being a psychonutrition also. So what I love is that I am able to assess what my students have learned. I am able to know what they still lack, and I am able to know what will be my intervention, or what are the things that I am yet to teach them. And also what I like is that I am able to communicate with them and socialize with them, interact with them. So that's what I like about being an instructor.
How was the shift from being a student to a teacher?
Being a student to a teacher is quite a big adjustment for me, because when I was a student, when I was still a student, I was not the active students the that other people may describe. Like for example, I don't really recite. Okay. I was very afraid to report, so I had public speaking problems, or problems related to public speaking and social interactions, because I was an introverted student. So being a teacher now, it was a huge adjustment for me, because being a teacher, you should be able to have a good communication skill. Okay, like for example, you should be able to communicate thoroughly or communicate greatly what you know about the specific field and teach it to students. So being a teacher, it allows you to go beyond your comfort zone, especially being an introverted person. It allows you to go beyond. So that's a big adjustment for me.
Okay, mom, the insights you shared were incredible, enlightening, and have deepened our understanding and appreciation for behavioral science. Thank you once again for your generosity in sharing your knowledge and guidance.